We have discussed the law of demand in the previous lecture. Now we will discuss some of the exceptions to the law of demand. In case of law of demand, we know that as price of a particular commodity increases, the quantity demanded should decrease, and if price of the commodity decreases, then the quantity demanded of that particular commodity should increase. But there are a few exceptions to this phenomenon. In case of certain goods, when the price of a particular commodity increases, the quantity demanded also increases. These are exceptions to the law of demand. We will look at these cases one by one. The first is in case of Veblen goods, or this is called Veblen effect. This was given by an economist called Veblen, and in his doctrine of conspicuous consumption. According to him, there are certain goods which can be termed as prestige goods, or the articles which has snob appeal, goods that have snob appeal. In case of such goods, if the price increases, the consumer prefers to buy more of it, and if the price decreases, then consumer buys less of it. For example, diamonds. Let us say, for example, diamonds, or let us say, you can say Rolls-Royce. Okay, so if the price of the good goes down, the consumer buys less of it. Okay, so this is basically Veblen effect. The dearer the good, the more would be the quantity demanded. Another is Giffen goods. These kinds of goods are named after. This effect is named after Sir Robert Giffens. He observed that when the price of bread went up, the low-wage British workers in the 19th century consumed more of it. Further, according to this Giffens, according to Robert Giffens, in case of inferior goods, if price goes down, the quantity demanded increases. Okay, there are certain goods which could be termed as inferior goods. If the price of that commodity increases, if the price goes down, people prefer less of it because that good itself is of inferior quality. We can call it as negative income effect also. As income of the population increases, people tend to buy goods which has higher quality, and people will avoid buying goods with lower quality. So even if the price, let us say, or inferior quality, so even if in case of an inferior good, if price of that good goes down, the quantity demanded does not increase. This I will just erase this. Yeah. So what I will write is, if price of good goes down, the quantity demanded also goes down. How is it possible? Because in case of inferior goods, with increase in income, people simply don't want to buy the goods with inferior quality, even if their prices are low. So the quantity demanded goes down. Further, future expectations regarding prices. That is to say, if the prices are rising and consumer expects that the price will rise further, then he will buy more of a commodity because tomorrow the price will be more than what it is today. That is his expectations. You can see that in a stock market, or in equities market, let us say, or in stock market, in capital markets. If price of shares of a particular company are rising, people tend to buy more of it. That is because they expect that price of that share to increase even more. Okay, so that is a future expectation regarding prices. Further, consumer bias, or you can say consumer might be biased regarding some of the goods. This is related to basically the perception of the consumer regarding a particular good. For example, if there is, let us say, in a particular place there is let us say there is stock clearance sale in a city. So there are let us say a shop selling saris, okay, or dress materials, and there is stock clearance sale. People might tend to, many of the people might tend to ignore such advertisements. Why? Because their perception would be that such goods will be defective. That's why they are sold at a stock clearance sale. So in this case, even if price decreases, for example, the shopkeeper is willing to give discounts, heavy discounts, the quantity demanded decreases, because the consumer's perception is that these goods might be defective. So these are some of the exceptions to the law of demand.